All the new NBA talent has their trash talk game down. But basketball skills that match Steph Curry, not so much. Welcome to Hooper, and today we're going to talk about the unbelievable times young NBA talent tried to talk down to Steph Curry. Young NBA players love to talk smack about Curry, and what they don't know is that he's the star guard for the Golden State Warriors, and no doubt one of the greatest in NBA history. We all know him for his amazing shooting skills, but you know what's often overlooked? The guy's off-ball movement, which is a whole other level of crazy. Seriously, it's like he's got springs in his shoes. Even Austin Reeves from the Lakers talked about how hard it is to defend against Curry on the All the Smoke podcast, and he thinks keeping up with Curry's sheer force on the court is no joke. But Kevin Porter Jr. didn't get the memo, because he stared Curry down during a game at the Toyota Center. Now he seemed to brush it off like it was no big deal, but even if KPJ offered an apology, the damage was already done. KPJ lit something inside Curry and things got real. It was like Jordan's "it's personal" kind of moment. You see, up until that point, Steph had been cruising, doing his usual thing. There were only about 4 minutes left in the third quarter, and the two-time MVP had a respectable 16 points on the board. But then he got stared down, and it made Curry go into MVP mode and put up an impressive 24 points, with 21 of those coming in the fourth quarter alone. In those final moments, he nailed 7 out of 10 field goal attempts, including 4 out of 7 from beyond the arc. Steph's sudden burst of energy and scoring sealed the deal for the Warriors. And after the heated exchange and a bit of a tumble, KPJ eventually came to his senses and went on to ask Curry for some pointers, which makes sense, because it's insane how Curry jukes around without the ball. He straight up doesn't even need it.
Look at Kevin Porter Jr. Look at Steph. He does not like that call. He's still staring at him. Steph is not even going to acknowledge him. I think that if you hold him to 22, yeah, they still had a good night, but you made them really earn that. That's right. Kevin Porter Jr. took it to trouble. JTA was there to help. Curry open three. He took his time there.
And it's not just him. The Warriors' whole game plan syncs up perfectly with his style. Players from other teams can't even catch a breath. Even Ja Morant tried his luck, but more on that later. Because what Anthony Edwards did was even crazier. In a little showdown, he decided to test his skills against Curry, which he really regretted later on. Now, don't get me wrong, Ant is a rising star in the making, but he made a huge mistake challenging Curry in November 2021. With only 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter of the game, career suicide right in the start? Sure, Ant had already racked up a cool 40 points, but his team was trailing by 10 points, with him only 2 points away from his previous best of 42 points at that stage. But he shouldn't have gloated to Curry about it. Curry initially walked past Ant without much of a reaction, but he doubled back later and followed up with a nod and a smirk. It was like a playful pat on the back saying, "Go ahead, give it your best shot, kid." Now, credit where credit's due, Edwards fell short of that 50-point mark, ending up only 2 points shy, but Curry got the last laugh, with the Warriors clinching a 123-110 victory over the Timberwolves. But let's shift our focus to Luka Doncic. It was Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals, and the clock showed about a minute left in the first quarter. Curry stepped up to the free throw line, and surprisingly, he missed one. This was the moment Luka decided to chime in with a bit of trash talk, saying, "Damn, what's going on, man? You scared?" It was a bold move, even from a rising star like Doncic, but Curry isn't one to back down easily, so he fired back telling him to shut up. And just like that, the friendly exchange turned into a mini on-court battle. The rest of the game unfolded with Curry's performance shining through. He racked up a game-high 21 points and an impressive 12 rebounds to give his team the victory. And Luka, well, he struggled. His plus-minus score ended up being a -30 with 7 turnovers. Not exactly the performance he was hoping for after trash-talking the star guard, because this also prompted Curry to bust out some dance moves, and all Doncic could do was be embarrassed. This probably taught him and other young players to never trash-talk the two-time MVP, but Ja Morant couldn't help himself. He basically had a free pass. Now, he tried to be slick after the Grizzlies secured a win in Game 2 of the 2022 Western Conference semifinal against the Warriors. He strolled right past Curry, but made sure to lock eyes with him, casually telling him, "We're going to have some fun." Fast forward to Game 5 and the Grizzlies got the win. With Morant leading the charge and clinching their 7th championship title, this gave him exclusive rights to trash talk left, right, and center. The audience was going crazy, but Morant's expression when Curry and his team ultimately outplayed the Grizzlies was absolutely priceless. That look on Morant's face will be remembered for decades. At this point, it's safe to say that challenging Curry isn't the move. Even Reeves talked about a couple of games where he tried to tail him and Clay, and his shots just wouldn't drop. Everyone was asking him what was wrong with his shooting, but in reality, he was running on empty with Curry on the court. After all, the way he sees and approaches the game is something else. You see, guarding him is like going through a course of American Ninja Warrior, because you practically need marathon-level stamina to keep up with him. And it's not just Reeves. Players like Damian Lillard and Kyrie Irving say that Curry's ability to shoot from anywhere on the court makes him a constant threat. My man's not just a shooter, he's an all-time great whose impact goes beyond the court. He's even a strong MVP contender at 76.3% odds. Sure, everybody has their own favorite player, with some seeing Curry's play as mid. But his 2015-16 season highlights how great he is. I mean, his OBPM of 13.2 far exceeded Jordan's record, and his unique style redefines the game, hitting shots from 28 to 50 feet consistently, which even King James struggles with sometimes. But despite his impressive skills, many young NBA players continue to trash talk during the game. In fact, there has been countless players who have tried to get under Curry's skin with trash talk, but he always shuts it down with his skills on the court. For instance, Trae Young of the Atlanta Hawks told Curry he's not the best shooter in the league anymore, which was very gutsy, considering Curry welcomes trash talk to humble players the way he did Young as he unleashed a 50-point performance, leading the Warriors to victory. Darren Fox also stepped up to the plate in 2022, telling Curry, "You're not that good." He poked the bear, and Fox learned it the hard way, as Curry responded with a 37-point display, securing yet another win for the Warriors. Lonzo Ball of the Chicago Bulls also chimed in, claiming he's the best shooter in the league. But Curry had a different idea. He lit up the scoreboard with 40 points, propelling the Warriors to another W. Curry is one of those players who rises to the occasion, putting on a show and leading his team to victory every time a young NBA player has something to say to him. Even though Curry is approaching his age 35 season later this year, he's not showing any signs of slowing down. I mean, the way he navigates the court is like he's teaching a masterclass, especially when he's off the ball. This lets him keep finding those sweet spots for open shots, or even create new angles to slice through the defense. Looking ahead, the Warriors are locked in on chasing the championship dream in the upcoming season, and you can bet Curry will be there, making life incredibly tough for all the young NBA talent trying to talk a big game. Sure, there will be more trash talk coming next season, but no one's going to forget the craziness of this time. And on that note, we'll wrap up today's video. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to Hooper, because there will be more awesome videos coming every day.